Alright, welcome back to Map Gaming. We are on our Spillage map, normal mode, all that fun jazz. So last episode we did play all of this and get this kind of set up and looking the way it does. I'm okay with how this looks, but what I did do, just so we're aware, is this line right here. I did go and do this button, clear the planting area. So once these get cleared, we're going to go in and then do like a little sunflower thing again, because I think this, even though like it is what it is, but I just, you get what I'm kind of getting at, is that like it looks pretty, and I mean, why not, right? I haven't done anything like that before, so we might as well get it somewhat useful. That being said, after the episode ended, I'm not sure if any of you guys were like screaming into your, computer or whatnot, but I probably was, or if I was watching this, I would have been. We have an unstable core, and we don't just have one of them, we have a dose of them. So this one is going to blow up, and it's not really going to do a whole terrible lot. Like once we reach over here, we could probably redam this up, get this kind of going to some extent. I really am curious on what's the point of this, but anyway, so this is going to blow up, this is going to blow up, bad water is going to then fill this area up, which then just adds more to the bad water area that is already there and here. So like it doesn't really do much, it just gives it another avenue to flow through, and like I said, once we get over there we can fix that situation. That being said, I came in here, we did highlight this area to be cut and all this other stuff, and I was playing around, I still am playing around with this idea, by the way, of getting like the power shafts. And then like either if I can hook it up here, which I don't know if I could, nope, it's not gonna work. But anyway, hooking them up and then funneling it all the way over here, and then hooking up to this one, putting another geothermal engine right here, maybe put some iron over here, and then obviously at the end of the last episode I did say we should put like windmills up here to get those kind of going, and all of that, and basically having this area right here kind of be a connecting point to over here, to over here, and to over here, and maybe even up here. Some, like, I'm just trying to be creative. I don't want to keep doing the same old song and dance. I want to get a little bit creative, more creative with my maps, especially when we're playing on normal mode. It gives us the ability to kind of do that. So, and then also at the end of that, we planted some spatter dock so that we could then put into here, get grilled spatter dock. I'm kind of waiting for this to all kind of populate out, and then obviously we're dealing with kind of a population problem. We did put a lantern up there, so that's cool. I feel like we should put another lantern right here. And then, yeah, that'll be okay for the time. We can put, well, I was going to put a bigger water spot thing right there. So we'll wait on this area right here. But yeah, I kind of want buildings to be built, it to look somewhat interesting, and we can probably put another one right here. There you go. And just kind of get, obviously things built looking a little bit different than we normally have, and just kind of exploring, generalized interest in things. So yeah, we need the population to come up. We are working on that. Oh man, oh well, it lights up the staircase so no one falls. How about that? That works, right? Like, we can say that that's what that's for, even though it's probably not. The first jobs that are going to be filled once we get our population kind of whoa, can we change the light color? What? Ooh, how about blue? Did we put another one over here? I think we only put this one. And then we have this one. That is cool. I didn't know we could do that. Oh, and then we have this one. Where are you at? There you are. Let's change that to white. I think that's cool. Like, I didn't know that we could do that. But yeah, I'm not in a rush to get weed or anything down here. This is more of just like an extra what have you of things. Yeah, it has to flow out here. I mean, we could divert it once we got TNT to this area. Like just boom, 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 and then divert it down here. But anyway, yeah, I'm thinking we're going to put housing up here and probably destroy this and put like some sort of platforms right here, build across over here, build some more housing, and then if we can obviously use our TNT and dig this down, we could then dig down here, because we just have to block this off. Like, that's all we'd have to do. So if we came over here and then just did this, what is it, this one, and then just went like this, yeah, this and that, like, that's all we'd need to do. And then this would be contained to here. We could then probably use that area. Anyway, like, we have ideas. We have whatever. I'm not worried about it because I don't even think the beavers can reach over here, even if they wanted to go over there without the pathway. And that might be a better alternative, but yeah, right now we're just kind of chilling in no man's land. Okay, we got a drought coming. That's cool. How much is this? Oh yeah, that's right. We need the wonder logs. And then that was kind of my second idea, is I'm like, okay, if we actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit this one out. I decided this at the end of the last video. So as useful as this part is right here, actually what we can do, hold the phone, because there's really no point. And then this, and then we can put storage, actually we're going to duplicate it because we can, and then we're going to trash this one, and then come over here to trees and do that. And then once those grow up, it'll be a minute before we actually get that accomplished. But then we can walk over here and get some things accomplished. What we might do for the time being is just come over here and then build those, and then we can get up here and we already have this platform, build those, bing bing, just like that, simple as pie. You know what I'm saying? We all know what I'm saying. And then I'm going to put a space right there, because if 1.8, we do not have enough, but I'm more looking at how far we would need to go. It's hard to get that perfect view. Okay, so I'm going to put a brick where I think this is going to end. Yeah, that's about right. And then if we rotate, okay, that one's one above. So what we could do is build this, which we could do, and then put stairs on this, And then how far would we need to go? We would need this one. That looks all kinds of jacked up. But we could get across, so we would need this one and we would need this one. So we're pretty much at the spot where we could do that if we technically wanted to. I don't know how much I am truly feeling that at this current point in time, because we could come in here, use 200 points, build that out, which sounds way better, and then get the ones. And something like this. Stairs that up. And then we can come in over here, do the 2s. Something like that. And you kind of see what I'm doing here. Hold on. And I think for overall, this is going to be something we need. I think this is going to be important to have and have this built. Obviously, it's going to make us spend a buttload of planks, but I think it's worth it. And at the same time, I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, if we wanted to block this out, we would have to come here, 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 delete these. Like, hold on, we're going to pause this out and then kind of map this out. It's kind of hard to see. Hold on, work with me. All right, so we can't, I was just making sure that I couldn't place it on the actual pieces. And then obviously we would have to come in here, plank all of this up so that we could actually walk around this stupid thing. But we could do something like this, destroy these, and then I'm actually going to leave this like this. And we're just going to, oh, sorry, that was my bad. And I'm going to play this at a low priority just so that they know that, hey, we can build this, but this is when we have free time and other things that are more important. And I'm going to delete that last little platform because we don't need that. But anyway, this isn't like the attempt to just kind of close this off and everything like that without having to deal with the thorns, and I can play that. But yeah, I would like to get a geothermal thing over here. If we build it, that's fantastic. If we don't, actually we will eventually end up building this thing. I just need to make sure that we are all on board with everything, and then I'm going to come across here like this and like that so that we can build that from the top if need be. And then I'm going to also do this so we can do that. Obviously this is a massive plank workstation, but we have to do something, and I feel like that's kind of important. All right, once this gets filled, we will pause these two. Holy cow, we have so many workers. All right, play you. Play you. Hold on, let's figure out how many. All right, so play, oops, wrong button, and then play you. All right, muy bien. All right, so now we're really going to come in, start hauling logs, start getting this taken care of. We'll get 2 extra workers and all that other stuff. And like I said, I'm not too terribly worried about all of this, but once this gets once we get this all taken care of, then we will kind of switch tunes, fix that just a smidgen. And then before we play these, I'm going to put these lower priority And then we will play both of these. So if we get an extra whatever of beavers, then we have an idea of what's happening here. Wait a minute, I'm seeing something here. We need to go down a couple of levels. Ooh. Alright, so if we got TNT, we could destroy this. It would flow out down here. We can put like a dam piece right in front of this. All this ends up being green. Like I said, I don't know what happens when these things flood, but I'm assuming in a few days we will understand what that means and what will happen. I'm sorry, I keep pausing everything. I do apologize. But we do have logs. We're able to now get 1 logs. We should be able to kind of withstand what's coming to us in that manner. I would like to get everything kind of booming just a little bit. And the reason I'm not touching, I don't know. For the time being, it doesn't matter. I would rather have influx of trees than not. And obviously we have a buttload of trees, but we might as well put these guys to work and get this kind of sorted, because right now we're building up our planks, but is it needed? Is it necessary? Kind of thing going on. Man, we're almost there. It's quite impressive. Do we have 3 beavers in there? We do have 3 beavers in there. It might be time to do... Oh, we already had this. Where do we want to put it though? That is a serious question. It's not a metaphorical question. It is a very serious question. I want it to be out of the way. Right here doesn't look all that bad. Those look pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty cool. I like the fact that you can change the lights. Workplace, we'll do 2 for the time being. We do have taller planks. Oh, we don't even need taller planks. All right, pause. And then we can put that there, and then we can get a house, and then we can rotate that sucker around, and we can put that right there, and then that looks really cool. Kind of. Cliffside view, baby. There we go. All right, let's pause all of you. Pause, and then we can play. Oh, we got a 6-day drought. All right, how are we doing over here? All right, so we can pause both of you. No need to work on that when you guys are full. And then this is starting to look kind of spectacular. It'll be interesting once this is kind of played in and looking the way we want it to look. Obviously, most of our builders are focused on over here, which is totally fine. Like, we have the resources for it. They're coming in, they're starting to build the top layer. Once the top layer gets built, we can then worry about having like the geothermal pieces on it and then hooking this up. I would say metal would be in our near future. And then we can get, I might as well get it. We got the science for it. And then we'll worry about that once everything's built, and we'll set up a geothermal over here. And I mean, in honesty, we could probably put them right here. That way no one's really traveling all that far. The only problem is like resource management type things going on. But then we can have a split off over here, a geothermal setup coming over here, and then we could have flags over here. Obviously, I'm getting into the spot where we are building a heck of a lot. And I will play you, so we have, well, the 4 beavers that don't have jobs aren't necessarily all that important, so I'm going to play you. We're going to do this again, so once you guys get drawn away, then it's fine. Because if we did this, obviously that's another plank exert right there to kind of level this out. Could we build a house right here? I think we could. That's not a bad place to build a house. If I'm being honest, that doesn't look actually that bad. I like it. Alright, so we are collecting... Actually, we might as well play this, right? Like, we have the extra beaver to do it. We might as well work this into it. We're collecting spatterdock. Is that... That's actually spatterdock. Oh, we're almost full of spatterdock. Alright, how much do you hold? Yeah. We need to get you going. How are we doing on wheat? You're holding a buttload of wheat, aren't you? You're holding 50 wheat, potatoes, carrots. At some point, you gotta start shifting it out. Because at some point, supply, we have, could we put another plank there? I think we're pretty much maxed out where we can do right here. Obviously, I know we have this geothermal set up and going, and I get it, but for the time being, we just need to make sure that we are taking care of business over here. And obviously, we have our beaver who's probably tired to all end because you got 3 beavers cutting down trees faster than you can build them. And yeah, that's annoying sometimes, so... But we still have enough power over here. How are we doing on planks? We are doing really bad on planks, but we are helping with the log deficit in some categories. I would like to get this built because then I'm going to make the lumber people and the farms this guy's main concern of switching it and moving it. Depending on how many people I can get, or beavers in our circumstances, depending on how many beavers I can get, then I would probably add the water pumps to it. I would assume, maybe, probably, possibly. But I'm not ready to dump. I mean, we have the planks to do it, minus building all this stuff, which... Even then, we still have it, and we should be able to bounce back from what we're building, I would think, right? Like, we have 3 planks. The gear guy isn't doing anything anymore because he's tapped out. But you guys should be able to work. How long does it take you? 1.3 hours. Good lord. That's abysmal. So in 1.3 hours, we'll get 3 planks. Over 18 hours, that's roughly 15 planks. Ish. Alright, let's go to power. Yes. We're gonna unlock that. I don't have the metal yet. I would love to do a clutch just to kind of play around with that. I think that would be super amazing to do. But we don't have that capability just yet. And then I need to see how much this metal thing's gonna cost us. 20 planks, 50 planks, 20 gears. The this metal stuff, the scrap metal, we have in spades, so that I'm not too terribly worried about. Let me, before I destroy everything, yes, and then we can destroy that. But before we build a smelter, I've got to figure out the power problem, and then I do want them to kind of build some of this other stuff to get those going. And we just need the logs. All right, cool. And then we can put the workers in there. I will then prioritize by hauler, and then prioritize by hauler. And then, yes, where are you at? Pink. And then we'll see how well this works, because once this is built, someone just needs to hammer in a couple of nails. We'll wait until tomorrow. Hopefully we can have that taken care of. But we're doing good. I think I'm doing a lot better. Obviously our planks took a massive hit, but we have logs now. And that might have been the holdup the whole time, is that we weren't really having a whole lot of logs in order to be kind of doing things. So I'll put 4 in there. We'll put a lower priority. Obviously I have beavers over here doing things. Can you guys even reach? Nope, that's about as far as you guys can go. At this point, we'll lower that one, and then we can lower that one. And then now we have these guys going. We're still waiting for other beavers, but that's fine. You guys should be getting your stuff out of there. Let's go ahead and semi-plant this up. Oh, hold on. Oh, dang it. All right, hold on. We need this one, and then once we pick that one out, there we go. And then they'll look so pretty. But anyway, yeah, we'll have that going, and then depending on how many beavers we can get in here during that time, because basically once the drought ends, these guys are all going back to being pumpers. Oh, they're building up here. That mean they built this? They did build all that. All right, good deal. Smart beavers, I like it. Way to think outside the box. All right, but what we are going to do, because they should be able to build this from underneath, I'm going to place that like that. I'm going to do this one like this. And then we'll be able to build this at our leisure. Hopefully we can just take care of that. But I want our planks to bounce back just a little bit. Obviously they're up here trying to be all that they can be, build this up, which I mean, I commend them on, because we do need that built eventually. How are we doing on wheat? Wheat's almost full. I like where we're going with that. Running out of storage. That is for dang certain. But we have a buttload of food, and I'm happy about that. And I mean, obviously during this bad time or drought, we're running out of water, but that can be remedied rather quickly. Don't you agree? Like, I think that can be remedied really smoothly. So we're going to get all these power wheels built. It'll take us a minute to do that, but like I said, I want this to kind of bounce up, so then we can come over here, build this, and then if we can get this over here taken care of and have that flow down through here, like that would be amazing. Because then at that point we are just we're doing good. You know what I'm saying? Like, life is in a different kind of category. How much do these cost? 120. Do we do these instead? We have paper, we're making paper, but that is a high cost right there. But we get 300 power from this. And like I said, it's not an important thing at this point in time. It's more of I want to connect these two pieces up and get them kind of connected up so then we can have a unified connecting theory kind of thing going on here. You know what I'm saying? Picking up the pieces, you picking up what I'm putting down. I am going to come over here. I did before the episode started, I did unlock, I guess it would make sense to, we'll put that right there. And like I said, this is going to be our food kind of product area, and then we will do storage like that. I am going to do this wheat flour, and then we are going to do a couple of these. Actually, we'll just do one. And then this one will be wheat. And then we'll need a bakery. Where to put the bakery? Excellent question. I am glad you asked that question because I have no mother trucking idea. You know what? If it'll fit right here, which it will not, because why would it? We can put it right here. I'm okay with that. Recipe bread. Yeah, we'll get all this stuff built. We should be on our way over here as we speak to kind of get this all squared away. Let's get the power going. Bink. And then we can come up here. Actually, I think what we can do is this. Just to help with cost. Well, look at that. I like it. We got the makings of a real community going on here. Very pretty, very beneficial to everyone. Do you guys not have trees to cut down? Actually, we're going to just blank slate this whole thing out because guess what? There's no purpose. And without purpose, there is nothing to do. Alright, so we will take care of all of that. Let's get this. Oops. There we go. That looks a lot better. And bink. Alright. That'll do, pig. That'll do. So, we have 6 new babies coming in. We are going to be at a point where... What do I need for bed? We need metal. Alright. Planks, we're almost done, and okay, yeah. We should be able to build this in no time. And that is beautiful. So, let's get these guys a pumping, because we need them a pumping. ASAP. And let's lower that so we can fill this back up again so we don't die. 190 water. Ouch. That's interesting. Yeah, we could put that there. And we can put that there. And then come in right here. And it's that one. And then get rid of that one. Alright, I like that. It'll be interesting, to say the very least. And it gives us more water pumpers, which I feel like this point we desperately need. How are we doing over here? We are about to harness the power of the earth. I love it. This is going to be beautiful. So much power is going to go boom. But we got to get that built, which shouldn't take us very long. And then we got to get some other stuff over here built. And this is exactly the way I wanted it. By the time they got back here, these are starting to grow. And yeah, so this is nice. We're definitely starting to log up. We could do with a few more, but the purpose is we are doing fantastic work here. 10 jobs. Holy cow. 4, 5, 6. Nope, you're still in there. Holy cow. 10 jobs? That just doesn't even seem right. Alright, we'll have 2 left over. I mean, yeah, we paused both of them. That's 4. Alright, so it might not be as bad as it's been made out to be. We can accept that stuff now. And we got power. We just need it to be built up and all of that jazz. But first, we're going to build this one up over here, which is kind of... actually, we need wheat flour as the priority in that. We don't really have any... Oh, yeah, we have wheat flour to put in there. That'll be wheat, blah, blah, blah. That'll work out just fine. Oh man, I love the little community we got going on here. You got 50 spatter dog. Does that mean this is all... Holy cow. We are full. We got spatter duck out the wazoo. Wet fur, we got 2 of them. Carrots, sunflower seeds. We're not making grilled chestnuts yet. That'll be a later problem. We have grilled spatter duck. We're about to start getting bread. These 2 are definitely later game kind of issues. Contemplation spot. I mean, we could probably get one of those. Dance hall. We could get some of this stuff. What are they? Contemplation spot. We can definitely probably get one of those. I'll make them happy. Shower. Yeah, we can build that. And then I want to see if this will work, because if that will work, then we can build a couple of them right here. And it does. So then we can build a couple of them over there. That'll be wet fur. I'm okay with not making this all sunflower seeds or sunflowers. It would be cool, but I'm cool with having this spot open to have that available to them. And then we can come over here. Contemplation spot, why not? It's only 100. It's not like we're using certain areas, and we might as well build a couple of them, because... Oh, I didn't put it down. Contemplation spot. There we go. And then we might build a few more of them, but for right now, that's not looking half bad. What are we building at this current point in time? All right, you got the planks. We just need 2 more logs and everything will be great. Then we need to build the warehouses so we can get those moving to the area that we want them in. And then while this guy is grinding up some flour, we can get that built, and then he can come in, build some storage. Nope, this one. Yes. And then we can make this bread. That'll work out just nicely, I think. Assuming everything goes according to plan, which normally it does not, so we can expect bad things to happen. Nope, no one's in there yet. Obviously, we got jobs to fill. We're kind of behind the 8-ball, just a smidgen. Ooh, decoration. 150, I feel like it is worth it. Rotate. Bink. Why'd you do that? Because I can. That's all I got for you. I haven't ever done it before, actually, so I thought it'd be cool. We don't have metal. It's not it's pointless. We could put a hammock there. Might as well. I'm okay with that. We'll put one right there too. Alright, so we got this going, which is fine. I just need someone in here to, like, deal with this. And at this current point in time, I'm not really sure what we're doing. Let's come back down to pathway over here. Because, I mean, theoretically, they can come under here, build this one, come up here, build this one, and then they should be able to build that one. I'm assuming. Okay, so you got one log, you got one log, you got one log. You don't have a log. Alright, just hammer the things in. Ooh, we're in a deficit. Beaver's dying. Alright, so that one goes down one. Alright, let's look at fast traveling. What do we need? We need metal for that. We need metal for that. We need metal for that. Alright, so metal is the key here. Name of the game here. Oh, we're about to see all these shafts start moving. Maybe eventually, hopefully, probably, theoretically. Just hammer the stuff in, man. Alright, I'm going to go out on a limb. We can get this done. That's okay. I'm hoping they can just hit that one log. Like, I'm really hoping here. Yes. That's probably one of the coolest things I've built in a long time, if I'm being honest. Now, I just need you to come underneath here and build this. I know you can, because I watched you build that. Keep hammering, keep hammering, keep hammering. Done. Done, son. Now we got 800. Alright. Yes. I mean, I really want you guys to take care of this. I will put a small storage here, and we can put spouter dock. Alright, so we'll get these built. I'm okay with getting those built. Those can get built. And then those will probably be built tomorrow. Once those get built, then we'll have this, and then hopefully we can get these spatter dock, the ones that we need, picked so that a tube comes in there, and then we're able to pump water and all of that fun jazz, and that'll give us 2 more jobs that we have yet to need to be filling. 1 wheat turns into that. If you're doing your job, 1 wheat turns into 5 bread. Good night. That's a lot. Alright, we are going to be working on population because I feel like I am failing at that for the very first time in my life. Let's come over here. Yeah, we'll leave it like that, why not? And then we can do a contemplation spot right there in the middle. Decorations, we can do a plant there, and then we can do a lantern there, and we can make this color white because I think that looks pretty. I want this up a little bit higher as a priority so that when we do get beavers in here, you can pause because oh, great, you just went from one job to another. And I think this is awesome. I am super happy with this, in all honesty. And we're making that. This I want, okay, so we just need 3 more logs. Someone needs the hammer and a couple of nails, and then we're going to be good to go. We can get building over here. I'll be okay with that. I am going to wait on this, but I just kind of want, hold on, I want to see. I want to get an idea of what I'm looking at here. Power. I mean, technically that could work, right? Yeah, I'm not going to delete it just yet. I think I like that a little too much, and that will work for the time being. And then that'll give us at least 2 metal planks, or 2 metal whatever per thing. Do we have a beaver in there? We do have a beaver. We are making 5 bread with nowhere to put it. Well, I mean, technically we don't really need a place to put it because good night, son. You can hold a lot of stuff in there, man. 0.5, so 30 minutes, and then you can turn 1 wheat into 1 flour. 1 flour makes 5 bread. Okay, pick these before I tell you to just like X-nay them. You're not going to pick them, are you? You guys are the worst. At this point, I don't care. Look, we have 1.4K worth of food. Holy cow, sons and ladies. That is crazy. And then we're doing really well on food, logs, all that other junk. I'm going to duplicate this one because why not? We might as well use some of these planks to start making gears. And then 30, 60, and then after this we'll bump up to one of these. I just don't want to deplete our planks too fast, but I want to be able to build these up and having basically enough in storage to build both of them. I'd rather have a little surplus of them, you know what I'm saying? All right. Oh, we're working on building these. That's fine. All right, so we just need to hammer this in, and then we'll have enough shower. Like, we'll have 4 showers. That should be fine for all the beavers, right? Like, you would think. I'd assume, right? I could be wrong, but I'd assume that we'd have enough at that point. Actually, I'm gonna put... Should I put one more? I think I should put one more. And then we'll put one more of those, and then I can come over here, and then we're just doing this nice little pattern eventually. Sorry, I'm blown away by my brilliance, I guess you could call it. We're gonna put this at normal mode, or actually it's at 1, whatever, but I'd like to get that built so we can take care of that. Oh, I forgot to check this out. That didn't do jack. Is that the one we were looking at? Because I think there's one right here. Yeah, that one's gonna do something. No. Where were we? We were somewhere. Here we go. I mean, that's not too terribly bad, but like I said, if we came over here... That is a long way to go though, son. Doesn't matter how you dot the T's on this one, like going all the way over here. It's possible, very possible, but you're putting in the work to get there, son. This one's a good one. Look at all that. Like, that is just a nice little blocked off safe haven right there. But this just, I mean, this looks so good. I'm so impressed with this. This is just, it's a nice, even though if it might not be intentional, it has a nice little decor about it. You know what I'm saying? Alright, I don't know if that was placed on purpose at a negative thing, but we're going to make sure that that's taken care of at a normal rate. Alright, what else do we have build? We have a hammock over here. We have this hammock over here. We have a bunch of this wall to be built. We have this over here to be built, which at this current point in time, I'm going to do kind of this. We'll keep that one a normal. Actually, we'll do this one, and then these two can be built. But yeah, maybe we need to build a builder's hut. A few more builders, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what we need. All right, just hear me out. Yeah, this is going to be a far way to go, but guess what? We do this, then we can... I'm going theoretically, we can save ourselves. All right. We got thorns, and then if we do something... We do something like that. Just to make it walkable, then this will be, I mean, we're not going to save this 2.5 days, and we got a buttload of building to go from to getting all the way over here, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't no small feat. But I think it's important that we actually do come up over here and build all this. Obviously, it's going to take a monumental build to get all the way over there. Like, that is serious expansion right there, you know what I'm saying? But if we can block this off, I don't mind drawing bad tide from there. And then we can obviously ship it, but we could then, because we're so close to getting metal, like this can be our first transport line, and then just have metal or have bad water be shipped back this way. And then we can ship it, do the same thing over here, have a couple of whatever, build this wall up one higher, build planks, and then ship that off in there. But I like the way this is looking. This looks very nice, professional, clean cut, to the point, and very hospitable. I also would like to say that a good travel point would probably be somewhere over here. That would be a good place to kind of move over to. And then eventually, once we do have drilling capabilities, coming over here, drilling that down. What are we building at this current point in time? All right, so we got 2 new housing. That should help with everything. We built the hammock. We'll probably build this first, and then we will get our builders on the mend to ship up there to kind of take care of that. And they're going to be thirsty when they come back, because guess what? Going all that way is definitely not in... that's not a young beavers game, you know what I'm saying? Alright, we do have beavers in here. That's useful. Alright, are we building this? Yes, we are. Well, if we come over here, have planks in this one. Logs built in this one. We higher prioritize this, and then hit obtain and hit obtain, and then we prioritize that by hauler, and then we can go ship this out because that's what they're for, and prioritize that by hauler. I don't care. At this point in time, I'd rather them be doing that. You are no longer needed here, son. I'll bump that up to 6. But yeah, if we can get logs and planks this far, then we're in a good position to help them build the rest of this. And like I said, I don't think we're going to beat this. We're not going to do all of this in a day. Not going to happen. But 2 days, 3 days, sure. That's definitely a possibility. And then the fact that these guys no longer have to really travel all that way to get materials and bring them back is more of a plus. And then we might even go, once they get up here, add more log materials. Like we can put logs, we can hit obtain, prioritize by hauler. There you go. Like I said, it doesn't do any great shakes or whatever, but it will help when they decide to build this. They do have, they're not going as far. But this is, you know, that's 8 planks. You know, it's going to take us a minute to get up there, but if we can get up there, block this off, everything, life will be better. And then I'd feel a lot better about moving into this area somewhat. Because like I said, we still have to wonder. I'm still wondering about, okay, this is approaching. I'm still wondering about these because there's really no hookup. So I'm assuming these just become bad water and then spill into here. Same with this. This spills into here. And how do you get that off the map? You know what I'm saying? Like you would need TNT and to go straight that way. But we have reached the very end of this episode. Unfortunately, I'm starting to make them a little bit longer just so we can get some stuff done. You guys have kind of requested it on the Oasis map, so I'm testing it on this one to see if that's something we're enjoying, something we're liking. I'm also going to put it on the newest Oasis map. This one will come out before the Oasis map I try this on because I backlog episodes, so I can do my life and this life at the same time. With that being said, hit that thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Think about subscribing. If you have subscribed, I would suggest you hit the notification bell because that will let you know when I go live, I post a video, I do a monthly update on the channel and what we can kind of expect to come in this month, what's being taken out, what's being added, all that kind of jazz. And I like to do that once a month just so that you guys know what's happening this month, you know? So with all that being said, I bid you guys adieu and I will see you guys on the next episode. Have a good one and peace out.